Hello everyone. Myself N.K. Sharmila, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of SRM Madurai College for Engineering and Technology. In this video, I am going to discuss about memory mapping and replacement techniques. So first of all, we will define what is mapping. So as we know, the cache memory is used to apparently extend the main memory. We know that. But the cache memory can store a very reasonable number of memory blocks at any point of time. But this number is very small when compared to the total number of blocks in the main memory. So the correspondence between the main memory blocks and those in the cache is specified by mapping function. So the mapping techniques can be classified as in given way. One is direct mapping and associative mapping. The associative mapping is further classified into two ways. There are fully associative mapping and set associative or K-way set associative mapping. So actually it is classified direct and associative mapping. The associative mapping is classified into two ways. That is fully associative and set associative mapping. So to discuss this, so consider the cache consisting of 128 blocks of 16 words each for a total of 2048 words, and assume that the main memory has 64K words. The 64K words of main memory is addressable by a 16-bit address, and it can be viewed as 4K blocks of 16 words each. The group of 128 blocks of 16 words each in the main memory from a page. So first, we will discuss direct mapping. So direct mapping is a very simplest technique of mapping. So in this technique, each block from the main memory has only one possible location in the cache organization. Okay. So we have an example for that. So in this example, the block I of the main memory maps into block J. So J is nothing but I modulo of 128 of the cache. So which was shown in the figure. So whenever one main memory blocks 0, 128. So look at the picture. So whenever one of the main memory blocks 0, 128, 256, etc. is loaded in the cache, it is stored in the cache block 0. Okay. So from 0 to 128 will be stored in the cache 0. So from 129, 257 are stored in a cache block 1 and will move on so. Okay. So in general, the mapping expression can be written as J is equal to I modulo of M, where I is equal to main memory block number and J is the cache block number and M is number of block lines in the cache. Okay. So we can explain with that the address is divided into three fields, which is shown in figure. The address is divided into three fields. Okay. So the lower 4 bits select one of the 16 words in the block. This field is known as a word field. The second field is known as a block field, which is used to distinguish a block from other blocks. Its length is 7 bits since 2 power 7 is equal to 128. Okay. So when a new block enters from the cache, the 7-bit of cache block field determine the cache position in which the block must be stored, which will decide it. Okay. So the third field tag is used to store the higher order 5 bits of memory address. So these 5-bit tags are used to identify which of the 32 bits page. So let us see the disadvantage of this direct mapping. So if a processor needs to access same memory locations from two different pages of the main memory frequently, the controller has to access the main memory very frequently. So this may cause the reduction of execution time. So accessing the main memory frequently will reducing the speed of the operation. And another one disadvantage is since only one of these locations can be in a cache at a time. So therefore we can say the direct mapped cache is easy to implement, but however it is very difficult to operate. Okay. So next we will see the associative mapping. So in that category we are discussing a fully associative mapping. So what is fully associative mapping? A main memory block can be placed into any cache block's position. So as there is no fixed block, the memory address has only two fields instead of three fields like in the direct mapping. It is having only two fields. One is word and another one is tag. This technique is also referred as a fully associative cache. So this was illustrated in this figure. Okay. So the 12 tag bits are required to identify a memory block when it is resident in the cache. The higher order 12 bits an address received from the CPU are compared to the tag bits of each. Okay. So once the desired block is present, the 4-bit word is used to identify the necessary word from the cache. The technique gives the complete freedom in choosing the cache location in which to place the memory block. Thus, the memory space in the cache can be used more efficiently. So, in such situation, it is necessary to use one of the possible replacement algorithm to select the block which is to be replaced. But the only disadvantage in this mapping technique is it is necessary to compare the higher order bits of address, the main memory with all 128 tags corresponding to each block to determine whether the given block is in the cache or not. This is the main disadvantage of this technique. Okay. So with that, we will go for the next mapping, set associative mapping. So the set associative mapping is of both the direct and associative mapping. It is have the characteristics of both mapping techniques. It contains the several groups of direct mapped blocks that operates as several direct mapped caches in parallel. So a block of data from any page in the main memory can go into a particular block location in any direct mapped cache. So hence the contention problem of the direct mapped technique is eased by having a few choices for block placement. So the required address comparisons depend on the number of direct mapped caches in the cache system. So this is the two-way set associative cache illustration. So in this technique, the block 0, 64, 128 and 432. So block 0, 64, 128 and 432 of our main memory can map into any of the two blocks. Block 0, that is block 0, and blocks of set 0, that is block 1, 65, block 1, 65, 129 and the 433 of main memory can be mapped into any of the two blocks, that is block 1 of set 1 and so on. So this is what's happening in this set associative mapping technique. So as there are two choices we are having, it is necessary to compare the address of memory with the tag bits corresponding to two block locations in a particular set. There are two direct mapped caches as here. two bytes having the same offset from different pages, which can be in the cache at a time. So this improves the hit rate of the cache system. This improves the hit rate of the cache system. Okay. So this is the comparison of all three kind of mapping techniques. So direct mapping, associative mapping, and set associative mapping. Both all the three techniques are compared here. These are the aspects, and you can have a look at that. So what are the replacement techniques? What are the replacement techniques we will be discussing on next? Okay. So when a new block is brought into the cache, one of the existing blocks has to be replaced from that. Okay. So in case of direct mapping cache, we know that each block from the main memory is only one possible location in the cache. So hence there are no choice. The previous data is replaced by data from the same memory location from new page of the main memory. For associative and set associative techniques, there is a choice of replacing existing block. The choice of replacing of the existing block should be such that it is accessing the same block must be very less. So there should be the replacement algorithm to do this task of selecting which block has to be replaced. There are four most commonly used replacement algorithms are there. So they are least recently used, LRU, first in first out, FIFO, least frequently used, LFU, and random. So in LRU, least recently used algorithm, this technique, so the blocks in the set which has been in the cache longest with no reference to it is selected for the replacement. And the first in first out category, the technique uses the same concept that stack implementation uses in the microprocessor. So in this technique, the block which is first loaded in the cache among the present blocks in the cache is selected for replacement, which is came first and which has to be replaced first also. Least frequently used, the name itself implies that in this the block has been replaced, which is very less frequently used. So the random replacement algorithm is there are no specific criteria. So for replacement of any block, the existing blocks are replaced very randomly. So this is the short review of the replacement techniques. So with that, we can conclude this video. So thanks for patient listening. Thank you very much.